So that's about the same time that a young man by the name of Brodie Lee comes into FCW. I think I crushed my way into see the trainer, and I just see this bearded, massive man, and put my head down, and I think I kind of was just like, ah. And that started our wonderful relationship.
So did they pair you on the spot, or was that something you guys were working on? You were like, hey, I got a beard, you got a beard, let's be friends.
That was a build-em-up, put us together, and make him wear black trunks. Because I had black trunks. I was doing like a Nordic gimmick, which I was told would never work in a million years. You can't have Vikings on television.
How does that make you feel now, big man?
Oh, I just think it's funny, especially when they took away my Rowan. You know, I was just Erick Rowan, and then they took away the Erick, and then I think the Viking Raiders got called up for their first show, and they renamed them, and Rowe, he came up to me and he's like, I just want to ask your advice on something, which, you know, I totally respected. He came up to me like, they want to change my name to Erick. Is that okay? And I said, yeah, that's fine. I'm just Rowan now. They took it away from me. I mean, they might as well give it to another bald-headed, bearded man.
Right.
No, that's a funny little story.
So you got him in the trunks. That was like the first time that he was wearing anything too revealing. And we're talking about Brodie Lee, the Exalted One, right now, because he said it too in the interview we did a while back, where he was talking about the trunks, man. He was so uncomfortable with the trunks. He didn't want to wear the trunks. So were you Thorfus at that time, or no? You were like, or were they giving you a completely different name?
When was this?
In FCW.
So in FCW, they gave me a choice: Erick Rowan with a CK, or Erick Rowan with the C.
That's it.
I gave a ton of Nordic names. You know, Magnus,
right?
Samson.
And they were like, yeah, Erick Rowan.
Thorvald.
Cool.
Hey. So I gave all these different Scandinavian names, and they went with Erick Rowan, which I didn't even pick either. I think I picked Eric as like a front name to something, but I never picked Rowan. I don't know where that came from.
Right. So now, how is the relationship when you guys started to tag? Because you were a singles competitor in the Indies. He was a singles competitor in the Indies. How did it mesh? How did it gel?
There was always kind of like he always in the beginning was always like, I'm gonna take the hot tag kind of thing, or like I'm gonna take the comeback, but you know, that's just so he could cut the guy off to give him his finishing move. Like, I knew what was up. We butt heads a little bit with that. I was like, this is an even team. I remember we used to have conversations about that until we got with the Bludgeons. Like, we always kind of butt heads with that a little bit, where, you know, let me alter my comeback a little bit for somebody to make it entertaining, so that it's not always the same thing. Because I think tag teams kind of get stuck in a rut. I remember when Enzo and Cass came up, it would always be Cass who blew the comeback, and like, you can only see that so many times before you're going to start switching it up. But yeah, I think the minute we stopped traveling together and staying in the same rooms together is kind of the moment we started getting more and more along. And and after we split up and then came back together, I think that is kind of like our awakening as far as like, you know, respecting what each other did and working together, because we realized that they wanted us together, and to make it work, we had to get along. We had to be respectful of each other, and we had to respect each other's ideas.
So it's like a marriage, so to speak. It's this like odd kind of marriage where you are placed together. Now you got to start to work together. You have to figure out, okay, how do I respect this person's wants and needs, and how does he respect mine, and how do we coexist together as a team where we still can both get our stuff in and still look like $1 million, but also make it about us. So what was one of like the first outside of like the comeback spots, what was one of the like more rockier like issues where you guys like had in the back and then you know had a couple of drinks and it was all sorted out? Like what was like one of those, maybe it wasn't even huge, maybe it was just like a minuscule little argument and then it like turned into like this big gamuria?
My snoring. Hell, I remember I shared a room with Wyndham once, Bray, and in the middle of the night, I guess he threw a pillow at me. I caught it while I was sleeping. I don't know how this is possible. And I sat straight up and I said, "I'm sorry, I just can't help it. I'm snoring."
What are you gonna do? You can't. If you're snoring, you're snoring. That's it.
Yeah, you know, people snore. I mean, it happens. I mean,
so when did
I didn't see them helping you out with sleep apnea. Oh, hey, here's some money.
People
get them
need privacy. Yeah,
right.
Some privacy on the
They
road.
didn't give you a sleep apnea mask to help you out, or they were like, "Hey, big man, maybe drop a couple lbs because we're worried about your health when you're falling asleep and you're making loud noises." You know, they're not doing that for you.